Over the past few weeks, I've received numerous requests for information about my club, WSV Elite Soccer. So I want to use this video to discuss my club's value proposition and how we fit into the local soccer landscape. So I started this club because I wanted an environment where I could impart some of my developmental philosophy on our local youth soccer players. Okay. I also wanted an environment where I didn't have to contend with folks that didn't necessarily see development the way I did, and that did not necessarily have the stomach for experimentation. So again, I have my belief, my developmental belief and philosophy that I've sort of accumulated throughout my career, and I might think it's great, but some aspects of it might not be effective. So that component that allows experimentation is important because it tells you what to remove and what you can sort of how to tweak it and then re-implement those concepts into the curriculum. So this is largely why I decided to start my club. And a little bit about my background, and just sort of giving you guys a bit of information about how I'm coming up with the curriculum and where the ideas come from. Well, I played in Serbia, Greece, France, Denmark, Poland, Saudi Arabia. I played with the full U.S. men's national team. I played in MLS for a little while. I was the ACC Player of the Year at Wake Forest University. I was a 3-time first-team All-ACC player and a 3-time All-American. Again, we had a phenomenal coach at Wake Forest at the time. I played youth soccer for FC Delco, where I had fantastic coaches. And we went to the National Final Four 3 times, and we won a national championship once. I also played at the Haverford School. So along my journey, I've had excellent coaches along the way. And then in my professional career, I was exposed to so many different philosophies of development. So when I played in France, their developmental philosophy was different than Greece, for example. So what I've done is I've taken everything that I think is valuable or that I think will be effective, or really things that sort of resonated with me. I've taken those concepts and I've brought them to my club and to my team. So, so this is the genesis or the origin of all of the concepts that are laid out. So if you watch our team's practices, if you watch our teams play, a lot of what you'll see are aspects of experiences that I've had. Now, my club's value proposition. So I just want to first start by talking about my club's criteria. So to be in my club, you have to sort of accept 3 concepts or 3 components as a player. So number 1, you have to follow the club's model. Number 2, you have to want to learn. And number 3, you have to watch soccer at home. Okay? So if you don't watch soccer at home, we're not the club for you. If you don't want to learn, we're not the club for you. And if you don't follow our team concept and our developmental model, we're not the club for you. But if you do, we are probably going to be a great fit based on how we've structured our club to accomplish as much as we can for kids that sort of fall in line with this. The secondary piece to this is your parents, because a player doesn't come to a club without a parent. And the parents have to follow basically really two concepts. Number 1, they have to want to learn the game. And number 2, they have to do everything they can in support of the player. All right, and last is they have to follow the team model. But we'll leave those out for now. These 2 are really important. If you just want to drop your kid off and leave, then that means you're not trying to learn about the game. If you're not sort of going through the parent educational material, which we have, then you're not really sort of following this step, and following and doing everything to support the kid. I think these 2 are also connected. So these are the criteria for parents, and it's not just if the pair don't follow those models or don't sort of tick those boxes, then then the player-parent combination isn't a fit for our club. But if you do, you're a fit. Okay. Now, the club will only ever have 5 teams. Why? Well, I do that because I'm only focused on quality. All right. And if I have more than 5 teams, I can't guarantee that I can find more than 5 high-level coaches. We could train additional coaches, but I can't guarantee that I can find 5 top-notch coaches. And I believe that an environment that has 5 high-level coaches will only continue to get better because everyone will start to feed off of each other, watch each other's sessions, talk about soccer, and you'll create essentially a think tank where everyone will sharpen each other. That's number one. Number two, I want to be able to get to at least 2 to 3 sessions for each team a week to also provide support, provide an additional set of eyes, to maybe catch anything that the coaches might miss. But I believe that having the ability to get to each session, to add value wherever I can, I think is also a value add. So I don't believe that I could accomplish that with more than 5 to 7 teams. So we've stopped it at 5. And this is a large part of our value proposition. So again, it's boutique, customized, individualized travel soccer where you have a voice, you have a perspective, and we can get to you and hear you. We don't have 20 travel teams where we can't address everyone's needs. That's not the purpose of this club. So again, the club will only ever have 5 teams. Currently, we have one 2003 team. We're launching a 2006 team this year, and potentially a 2009 team, potentially. And we want to take things slow. We want to make sure we have the right people in place. We have our sort of our training facilities, and we just want to make sure we do everything in the right way and that everything is high quality. We are learning what works and some things that work and some things that don't work. A lot of things that work and some things that don't work for our 2003 team. I constantly ask for feedback. So again, as this thing grows, we want to be executing at a really high level. We'll play in the various leagues, the EDP leagues, etc. We train 4 to 5 days a week. So sometimes trainings are actually games. I'm a big fan of friendly matches to work out training concepts. So there will be some weeks where we'll have 2 to 3 sessions a week, and maybe we'll have a game and a game. If we have 2 games in a week, we'll only train twice. But I like to use games as a way to work out sort of tactical concepts. So we do that a lot. The club structure long term will look like this. We'll only, again, ever have 5 travel teams, but they're going to be high-level travel teams. And we're going to have a robust recreational intramural program. And that intramural program is going to be structured differently than others. We're going to work on not only sort of soccer technique, they're going to have a little bit of practice, but it'll be fun. They'll understand that they're working on soccer concepts, but it'll be mostly about fun. Helping them work also on speed and agility and those sorts of things that'll translate to other sports that they want to pursue. And then they'll play. So we'll have a larger menu of options that will help players be a little bit better prepared for travel. I just find that that's an area that we can greatly improve on for a similar cost. And so we're going to have these 2 concepts. We want to be the best at boutique, high-level travel soccer, and we want to be the very best at intramural recreational level soccer, where we're preparing kids to be ready for travel programs. And while we only have a few teams, some of those kids will be plucked out and go into our program. Others will be preparing them to go off to other clubs to hopefully have success. The other aspect of our value proposition that I think is important, and again, I'm not touching on everything, but is the communal aspect. So with high-level coaches, you get a high-level network. With me, you get a really high-level network, and that's important. So some of the coaches that we'll have, most college coaches will take their phone call, and I think that's a tremendous value proposition. I also have a semi-pro soccer team. Other guys or other coaches that we'll bring in are connected to other semi-professional soccer teams. So if anyone wants to have additional experiences, we can offer that. If you want to go to Europe and have an experience, you can go to one of the clubs I played for or a different club through one of my contacts. So that network of relationships is a huge value proposition in my estimation. So please go on the website, take a look. The website is www.wsvelitesoccer.com. Look at some of the video content, and I'll continue to put more. There's a range of topics I haven't covered yet, but I will over time. We have a blog with a lot of good content. I'll be putting a lot more information out, and just do some research. Do some research because for some of you, a large club it works, right? It's a large club with a lot of teams might be more valuable for some of you, but for what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep the travel program small, keep it high level, and also over time we want the travel program to be free. That's what we're working towards. So take a look. If what I'm saying is appealing to you, then reach out. Don't hesitate to email or call if you want a little more information. But we're in this game not necessarily to compete with these large clubs. I feel like we're offering a different service. We're offering a completely different service that just happens to be soccer as well. So hope this helps. Hope this answers some questions. Obviously, I didn't touch on everything, but don't hesitate to reach out. Take care.